Godzilla. Everyone knows the old kaiju movies about a large dragon-like lizard monster that comes from the sea and will attack Tokyo. Kaiju battles are an old form of movie entertainment. I don't even know where they initially came from. Okay, who wouldn't like seeing this large monster, the size of like 5 skyscrapers, come out and try to attack large cities such as Tokyo, New York, or wherever a large city you want to see destroyed is? Who wouldn't want to see that in a movie? Of course, that would never really happen in real life. Would it? So, hear me out here. What if there are kaiju battles every day, but we just don't remember them? We see them, but the next day we remember the whole day as if the kaiju was never there, as if something was destroyed. What if these kaiju that we keep forgetting every day were just someone's creations just to relieve stress, just to do whatever? But then why isn't just the world destroyed? Why does it keep resetting? What's also protecting us from not dying? What if it's a large robot, like in Power Rangers? Now, there's a show that's currently airing that sort of explains or dives into that idea. And I would have never thought of that without this show. SSSS.GRIDMAN. Yes, there is like one extra S, which is weird. Is a show that is about that exact topic. What if this huge robot fought kaiju every day, but we just kept forgetting it the next day? And everything was destroyed. These huge battles were happening every day. And we were just unaware. We kept forgetting. Now, that's an interesting topic to me. And large robot versus, or large mecha versus a large kaiju. So it's sort of an old topic from the Godzilla era. And mechas are all the way from a long time ago, with like Evangelion being the first ones to show up in, well, large-scale anime. And back then, you sort of saw a lot of the complexity of this, of how the mechas worked, of what the kaiju's abilities and what they could do was, all on the full screen. You could see everything. And what's amazing about that is there's a simplicity to it, but it's so interesting. It's so entertaining. You're just sitting there in this childlike daze of just, oh my gosh, there's a huge monster. It's destroying everything. But wait, there's a fucking mecha. Oh my god, what are we gonna... Oh shit! And battle of the lifetime, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing! And seeing that, and we saw that a while ago, sort of, in Studio Trigger making Darling in the Franxx. But at the ending, it kind of got really bad. It wasn't as interesting as everyone had hoped. Some of the other things, other than kaiju, which isn't actually a kaiju, it's more of a mecha type thing, versus actual mecha, was not really that explored. It was sort of a thing that was just there as a second type of entertainment for whatever story was going on, which I think is one of the things that a kaiju mecha story should be. You should be exploring other topics along with this mecha kaiju battle that's going on, which is this absolutely interesting thing about SSSS.GRIDMAN, because it's just, you get a bunch of this sort of interesting topic of knowing who the villain is, and she's just sitting there in plain daylight, and you just know from episode 1 that this girl is just creating these monsters to just relieve some stress. Then our main protagonist comes in and he's all like, "Sup guys, I have amnesia, but hey, for some reason I met this mecha guy and we form a team to stop these kaiju, and yeah, just gonna go do that every day." Which is so dang interesting. And only these few, the main cast of characters remember what's going on every day. And everyone else has no recollection of this huge mecha battle. This huge mecha kaiju duel. Which is sort of interesting because it sort of takes what everyone loved from Power Rangers and from Godzilla, combining it into this interesting creation of some kind of story along, some plot development, character stuff, along with just combination of Power Rangers x Godzilla battle, which is super interesting. A lot of people don't like modern mecha type anime because most of them will use CG. And all the way back when, in Gundam and Evangelion, it was all hand-drawn. You got to see all of these amazing creations that someone drew by hand, frame by frame, which was absolutely beautiful. But nowadays, we're just and just slap on some CG on that, and we'll be fine. Darling in the Franxx actually did a little better with this, and they didn't really have too much CG other than making CG rooms where all the 2D models would go in and just having a camera move around to see what's going on, which was pretty well done. But so Studio Trigger's SSS.GRIDMAN decided to go, hey, we just did something where we painted everything, or where we drew everything frame by frame, so why don't we go 3D this time? Just have a 3D model of a mecha, 3D model of this kaiju, and just have them battle. How will that work? And they did it. Because one of the things is, people don't like CG after Berserk. Berserk just ruined CG for every anime fan. And there is a lot of CG mess-ups where it sort of breaks your immersion from the show. The reason that Gridman has 3D is so that you see, the mass of it, how big everything actually sort of feels, and you also see sort of them going a little bit slower. You get to see a lot more detail in how a thing that size would move pretty fucking darn slow, even though everything's fucking crashing and it's fucking amazing, and boom! As well as this, they do a lot of other good stuff other than these amazing kaiju mecha battles. There's also supports that come in straight up, like some kind of fighting game or Power Rangers thing where the mecha combines with this support, and it's just amazing. I love this show. And I'm absolutely enjoying the show just because it's so simple. It's so simple. Every episode you have the same thing. These people Hey, are you the enemy? Oh, hey, are you that Gridman guy who's ruining destroying everything? Hey! So like halfway through the episode, a girl gets home and she's all like, yo, I'm kind of stressed. This person was an ass to me, so I'm just gonna create this model. Yo, bro, can you animate this shit? And he's all like, yup, I got you, fam. Huge mega battle. And it's so simple. Such a simple thing. Every episode just runs the exact same. But I think the thing that definitely hooked me was just immediately seeing that, but also at the end of the first episode, they did something so ballsy that I was just hooked. You see, at the climactic epic battle, anime usually will have the opening theme play to be all like, oh my gosh, this is epic. And then, so they did that the first episode. The first episode, they were just all like, yo, we're pulling out the theme. They did that in like the second episode, the third episode, the fourth. Like, they just kept doing that, and I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, this is ballsy. But and then, of course, one of the more interesting parts that they go sort of in depth with is the idea of just what would happen if this was going on. How would people be reacting? How would people who actually knew what was going on react? What would the people commanding the mecha do? Would they be trying to find the person making these kaiju? Would they just be protecting everyone? And something that's even more interesting, to me at least, character-wise, is it's why is this person making all of these kaiju to destroy the city? I mean, if I had that power, I'd be doing the same thing, but why would you still do it? What would be your motivation? I mean, I can see the first one just being, that was like either being an accident or you trying something and it's all like, just destroy the city. It's kind of epic though. And so seeing just why she does this and why she makes those is so interesting. I haven't actually really seen this, or at least I don't remember this from Godzilla movies or any other kaiju movie, of someone creating these kaiju and sort of exploring why they were doing that. Is it stress? Is it some kind of mental disorder? Is it this? Just what is it? And we're sort of exploring that. There's some mystery towards that. And, I mean, okay, honestly, she seems just like a mean sort of person, but when you see her react to people, she's, like, in public, she's really nice, she's cute. First time I saw her, I was all like, oh my gosh, best girl. But then when I saw her a little bit more, when she was comfortable at her own home making these kaiju, I was like, whoa, hello, she's kind of messed up in the head, maybe a little psychopathic, but I was super interested to see what she had to offer, what she was going to be doing, and just why these kaiju were her way of relieving stress, of relieving tension, of relieving anger, and sort of calming down. Overall, I think Studio Trigger has made an astoundingly amazing show with SSSS.GRIDMAN, and I'm excited to see more. So far there's like 5 or 6 episodes. Of course, if you're a fan of any kind of fan service, you notice that Studio Trigger has A+ S tier fan service on this show. Okay, at the point where even the director and creator says, make the girls thick, you know that there is good, and I mean good fan service. Come for the robots, stay for the thigh, I mean plots. But yeah, okay. There may be shows about zombie idols. There may be shows about JoJo's. There may be a new amazing show for Alicization. But I gotta say that so far, my favorite show of the season is Gridman.